Man, Charlie Blackmon and Trevor Story both went deep for the Rockies. It was a beautiful day, the wind blowing out to center field. Colorado has now dropped 9.5 games behind the first place Dodgers, and they had lost four straight. Kyle Freeland just keeps on struggling. He finished fourth, of course, last year, the National League Cy Young Award. He had the 2.85 ERA, best by a lefty starter. But he came out after an inning and two-thirds on Sunday. He gave up 3 runs and 4 hits. He's got an 8-point ERA in his last 5 starts. Well, how many of you got burnt on Kyle Freeland this year? Very hard. Even this Marquez guy. You know, you just can't. How many years do we have to play fantasy baseball to understand how difficult it is to take a Colorado pitcher? No matter what. Even Andy's blue. Who's your John Gray? All right? No matter who it is, you just can't be comfortable owning a Colorado pitcher. Just simple as that. Yep, so the state of the Rockies. Look, they lost 7-5 on Sunday. They a 2-run homer by Bryce Harper. The Rockies are already 9.5 games behind the Dodgers. Something's got to give here in Colorado. But they're not going to trade for pitching. That we all know. So we'll see what happens. Trevor Story hit a 2-run homer off Jared Eichhoff. And, of course, we'll see. Harper, 5 for 23 with 3 home runs off of Dunn, who was the pitcher, Mike Dunn. So he was 5 for 23, and Dunn made a mistake, and bingo, Bryce Harper. As we said, Hyun-Jin Ryu, 4 starts this month, 32 innings. Got unbelievable. 0.28 ERA just in this month. He's the best pitcher in baseball today. Who are the only Dodger pitchers? Let's throw out a trivia question for you. Genius of the day, riding on this one. The only Dodger pitchers to start an All-Star game in the last 40 years. And there were 3 of them. And it's not, and keep your trap shut. No, Kershaw's not one of them. All right, now you made it real interesting. Zelmo is here. Good morning. Who are the only Dodger pitchers to start the All-Star game in the last 40 years? There were 3. Let's see who can get something here. Okay, this is a good one. Only Toledo's going to say Carl Erskine. Hershiser. No, that's not correct. Okay. And only the Holy Toledo says you never won. Valenzuela, Nomo, Cam, hits 2 of them. Fernando Valenzuela in 1981, and Hideo Nomo in 1995. But who was the third? All right. Good morning, dear Masons. Nice to have you aboard. Fernando wasn't Don Drysdale, wasn't Sandy Koufax, right? Wasn't Stanton, wasn't Maddox. You guys are throwing out names. I'll give you a clue when you want it. So there you go. Hyun-Jin Ryu's earned run average 152. Strikeout to walk ratio is 59-4. Opponents are 0 for 24 against them with runners in scoring position. Opponents are batting 190. All right, and he has just been the Dodger starters have been dominant. 2.05 ERA in 140 innings. Okay, in the last 22 games, they are 16-6 in that stretch, and the pitching has been absolutely dominant. And 17th homer by Bellinger, who has reached base in each of the 44 starts. Last season, he hit his 17th home run on July 2nd, the 83rd game. Leads the majors in hits, batting average, on base, slugging, total bases, times on base, and second in home runs. Has anybody gotten the third guy? Not Bob. Whoa, wait a second. We got the genius from Iowa. Meckert hits it right on the head. Zach Greinke is the third Dodger pitcher. Yep, it was Greinke in 2015, Hideo Nomo in 1995, and Fernando Valenzuela in 1981. Each of them have started the All-Star game. How about that? Nobody said Sandy Koufax. There was somebody on Facebook, an idiot, who was arguing that Sandy Koufax does not belong in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. Whatever you want to say. Yay, Meckert says yay. Miami, yeah, Meckert in the chat room goes, yay, right? Yeah, whoopee. Andy says whoopee, Meckert says yay. All right, there you go. Miami became the first team to hold its opponent to 3 hits or less in consecutive shutouts since the Philadelphia Phillies limited Atlanta in 2014 on September 1st and 2nd. Unbelievable. The Marlins won with 6 hits. Curtis Granderson hit his 5th homer for the final run in the 8th. And Sandy Alcantara made 5 of his 15 starts against the Mets. He's got an ERA against the New York Mets of 2.14 with a 2-2 record, all right? So there you go. How about that? Steve Cechek against right-handed hitters this year has only given up 1 extra base hit, and that was a double in 44 plate appearances. Alcantara struck out 8 Met batters and faced a minimum through 7 innings before running into a minor jam in the 8th. Minor jam means the Mets got on an error or something like that. The Dolphins pitching held the Mets scoreless over the final 19 innings of the series. And you're going to blame Callaway for this? The manager is just a scapegoat. It's a collective. The only reason you can't blame him, look, here's the deal. You can't blame him because they don't hit. But the atmosphere, I understand, in the Met clubhouse is like a minus. And that's the manager's problem. It's not going up there and showing them what they're doing wrong at the plate. Believe me when I tell you, once again, it comes to play that baseball, 100% mental of baseball. Wait a second. Whatever. Yogi Berra said the 90% of baseball is 50% mental or something like that. It's a mental state. That's why teams go into collective slumps. That's why teams go into collective hitting streaks. And right now, the atmosphere in the Met clubhouse is at an all-time low. Ed Caprio says Sandy Koufax was the best lefty ever. I could agree with that, okay? Milwaukee, 3 solo home runs wound up being just enough as the Brewers on Sunday afternoon. Christian Yelich, who is he? Hit another one. Keston, how do you pronounce his name, Andy? Hira added 1 in the 5th, and then Ben Gamel. I have him in Tout Wars. I may be the only one in this entire chat room who owns Ben Gamel. Tout Wars, National League only. He struck the decisive blow in the 10th inning, and they beat the Braves 3-2 at SunTrust Park. And there you go. A little different. Saturday, Freddie Freeman hit the home run off Josh Hader. Let's see who this could be. Hold on a second. Be right with you. And hello there. You're already. You're on the air. What's going on? Yeah, from 9 to 10. Yes. What's up? Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Adios. Yes, I will. Thank you. Bye-bye. There you go. You know what that was? The check's in the mail. I just got to answer the phone. All right. Well, hey, listen. When your broker calls you, hey, Brooks, that was Merrill Lynch on the phone. That was me and Brooks. We got this thing going, right? So we made a strategic move today. So he wanted to let me know. All right. I don't know what the move is because I couldn't really. Anyway, the point is, me and Brooks, every time the Dow futures are down, Brooks comes into the chat room because he needs somebody to console him. So do I. Woodruff struck out Flowers with a 90-mile-an-hour fastball. So he came in averaging 96 according to Fangraphs. By the way, Travis Shaw has been making progress with a right wrist strain, and it landed him on the DL. But he could begin a minor league rehab assignment as early as Wednesday. He's eligible to come off the injured list on Friday, and that's when the Brewers open up a 3-game series with the Phillies. But we'll see what happens. You got Moustakas, and you got Hira, whatever his name is, Keston. All right, so it's going to be interesting to see how they do. And Hira struggled with runners on base on the since his call up. He has left a total of 20 stranded runners in 6 games and striking out 4 times with the bases loaded. So all you guys who put your mortgage on Keston Hira, let me tell you something. You gotta think about this for a second, and I will only say, and on the count of 3, okay? Keston Hira leaving a total of 20 stranded in 6 games, striking out 4 times with the bases loaded on the count of 3. Who wants to lead it? All right, Arnie is here. All right, on the count of, all right, the 1, 2, Brooks, you lead it. 1, 2, 3. Jerry Lynch was a fantastic pinch hitter. Are you ready? A rookie is a rookie is a rookie. Ah, there you go. And Holy Toledo right on the ball. All right, yeah. Come on, man. All right. So Chase Anderson pitched on Saturday. Command sloppy. They would have liked him to go a little bit more. Absent 17 days. He allowed, 2 hits, an unearned run, 4 walks, struck out 3 over only 4 innings. And he could be 2-0 with a 2.66 ERA in 8 appearances. He struck out 25 and 23. He has kept the ball in the ballpark. That was his major weakness. He tied for the National League lead, allowing 30 home runs. He's only given up 3. I'm telling you, Chase Anderson is someone that you want to pick up if he's available. I don't want to. Anybody want to talk about the Mets? The Amazing. Should I dare? I'm up to the Mets now, but I'm afraid to keep going. So they lose 3-0. They get swept by the Marlins. First time all year that Miami has won 3 in a row. First time since 2017 that they've swept the series. The Mets are shut out again. They're held to 2 or fewer hits in back-to-back games, and that's the first time in 52 years. Have they been around that long? Holy mackerel. Swept by the Marlins. Mickey Callaway, Jimmy Riggleman is the favorite to replace Callaway. Unbelievable, all right? Unbelievable. The Mets 6 out with, look, they're hitting they went through 17 innings with 17 strikeouts, 4 for 53. They had a stretch of 17 innings. So they haven't officially named their starting pitcher for Monday. They were leaning towards Drew Gagnon. Now, there you go. Yeah, he wasn't needed from the bullpen because they didn't want to bring him in. So let's start him. The rookie right-hander pitched 2 2/3 shutout relief his last appearance against the Nationals. He hasn't allowed a run over his past 5 outings. I mean, who knows? J.D. Davis had both of the Mets hits on Sunday. He's 9 for 27 with a homer, 3 RBIs his last 8 games, and splitting time with Todd Frazier, who I love. But I'll tell you, Todd Frazier's not doing anything for this Met team. Nothing. San Francisco Giant, and who's the big Giant player? It's the big Giant player. No, in any way, shape, or form, and it's Pablo Sandoval. He's their most clutch player. Hit his second pitch his home run in the last 16 hours. In 16 hours. Hit in the 10th inning, giving the Giants a 3-2 win over the Diamondbacks. And Sandoval and Crawford, 2 of the oldest players, do not start. But Sandoval has 40 RBIs at Chase Field. That's the most in any opposing ballpark. So Will Smith struck out the side, 12 saves, 12 opportunities. How about that for Will Smith? Once again, good morning to everybody. Arnie and the Bear Man, nice to have you all aboard. Good to see everybody. Lou is here. Good morning to Lou. That guy, everybody's here. Thank you, everybody, for showing up. And for those of you listening on Spreaker, iTunes, YouTunes, Looney Tunes, and Cartoons, come on in and join this place, man. I got to tell you, we are rocking and rolling. You should hear. We even have fist fights in the chat room. Yeah, it's the only chat room in the history of the internet that actually has fist fights. Yeah, they do. But they hug afterwards. It's like boxing. After they knock each other's brains out, everybody hugs each other. The Phillies starter Jared Eichhoff was tagged for 3 home runs. He's given up 5 home runs in his last 2 games, and this is after he didn't give up a homer over 31 innings to start the year. And I'm telling you, Miguel Franco's in trouble. He's in trouble. He's not hitting, and they quickly activated Scott Kingery from the injured list before the series finally.